You have a project sitting on your hard drive. It has been there for exactly 6 months, or maybe a year, maybe even longer. Every single day, you open it up. You stare at the screen, convincing yourself you are working. But you aren't actually creating anything new. Instead, you are tweaking tiny, insignificant details. You change the font from Arial to Helvetica. You adjust the shade of blue on a button by 2%. You rewrite the exact same introductory sentence for the 10th time. You watch 5 different YouTube tutorials on how to optimize your workflow. You organize your folders. You ask your friends for their opinion just to feel validated. And then, exhausted by all this fake work, you close the laptop. You lean back and tell yourself, it is almost ready. You tell yourself, I just want it to be perfect. I can't put my name on something mediocre. It sounds like such a noble, artistic pursuit, doesn't it? You have labeled yourself a perfectionist. You believe you just have incredibly high standards, a visionary who refuses to compromise. But deep down in your gut, you know that is a complete lie. Because the project is never actually getting finished. Let me introduce you to the harsh, brutal truth. Perfectionism is not a virtue. It is not a sign of your elite taste. It is cowardice wearing a tuxedo. You are not delaying the launch because you want it to be a masterpiece. You are delaying it because you are absolutely terrified. You are terrified of being judged by strangers on the internet. You are terrified that someone will look at your work and say it's boring. You are terrified of finding out that your best effort isn't actually that good. As long as the project stays safely hidden on your hard drive, it is protected. It lives entirely in the realm of infinite potential. In your mind, it is already a massive success. Because nobody can criticize a video you haven't uploaded. Nobody can reject an application you haven't submitted. Nobody can leave a 1-star review on a product you haven't sold. Nobody can mock a business that doesn't exist yet. So you use the excuse of perfecting it as an impenetrable shield. It is a socially acceptable excuse to hide from reality. If you tell people you are lazy, they will judge you. But if you tell them you are a perfectionist, they nod with respect. But make no mistake, you aren't refining your work. You are hiding. Think about how completely insane this behavior actually is. You are actively trading actual, tangible progress for an imaginary badge of honor. I didn't fail, you whisper to yourself at night. I'm just still working on it. It's a work in progress. But how is that functionally any different from failing? The end result is exactly the same. Zero output. You have impacted absolutely nobody. The guy who ships a terrible, ugly product has actually accomplished more than you. Why? Because he actually entered the arena. He took a risk. He got real, painful feedback from the market. He learned exactly what didn't work. And tomorrow, his next version will be 10% better. Meanwhile, you are still standing in the locker room, polishing your shoes. You are still reading the instruction manual for a game you refuse to play. And this brings up a deeply terrifying question. If perfectionism is just a mask for fear, what happens if you never take the mask off? What happens if you never conquer it? What does your life actually look like in 5 years if you keep this up? It is a depressing picture. You will have a massive graveyard of half-finished projects, a hard drive full of brilliant ideas that never saw the light of day. You will watch people with half of your talent sprint right past you. You will watch them get the jobs, the audience, and with the success that you secretly feel you deserve. And it won't be because they are smarter or better than you. It will be because they were willing to be bad at first. They were willing to be embarrassed in public. They were willing to look stupid while they figured it out. You are paying a massive compounding tax on your life just to protect your fragile ego. You are choosing the warm, fuzzy comfort of almost ready over the sharp pain of growth. And the worst part is, the longer you wait, the heavier the burden gets. The pressure builds and builds until the project feels utterly impossible to finish. Because now, since it has taken you a year, it has to be a masterpiece. If you spend a year on something and it's just average, you will look like a fool. So you raise the standards even higher, making it even more impossible to ship. It is a vicious, miserable cycle of self-sabotage. So what is the antidote to this disease? How do you actually kill the perfectionist living inside your head? The answer is violently simple, but it will hurt. You have to lower your standards, intentionally and aggressively. You have to explicitly embrace the act of making absolute garbage. Let me give you a new operating framework for your life. It is called the Ship It Anyway protocol. Write that down and tape it to your monitor. Your new goal in life is no longer to make something great. Your goal is simply to make something exist in reality. If you are writing an article, publish it with typos. If it's a YouTube video, upload it with terrible editing and bad audio. If it's a business, launch it with a broken website and a crappy logo. I am completely serious. You need to break the seal. The physical act of hitting publish breaks the spell of cowardice. It forces you out of your head and into the physical world. It trains your nervous system that the world does not end when you are imperfect. Yes, people might judge it. Yes, someone might leave a mean comment. Yes, the product might completely suck. But a shipped piece of trash is a real physical thing in the universe. A perfect, unfinished draft is just a ghost haunting your hard drive. You cannot iterate on a ghost. You cannot get feedback on a phantom project. You can only improve what actually exists. So here is your assignment for today. Take that specific project you have been hiding from the world, the one you constantly claim is almost done. Give yourself exactly 1 hour on a timer. Do whatever it takes to finish a rough version of it. Duct tape the broken pieces together. Ignore the missing features. Cut out the parts that are slowing you down, and then push it out into the world. Let it be ugly. Let it be completely flawed. Hit the upload button and walk away from the computer. Because the exact moment you ship it, you are no longer a coward. You step out of the spectator stands and become a creator. A creator who operates in messy reality, not safe fantasy. And reality is the only place where success actually happens. Stop holding out for a masterpiece tomorrow, because tomorrow is just another excuse designed to keep you weak. Ship the garbage today, and then wake up and do it again tomorrow. That is the only way you will ever become great. Perfectionism is a cage designed by your own ego. Raw, unfiltered execution is the key. So unlock the door. Step out into the uncomfortable, muddy, chaotic arena. Take the hit to your pride. And finally, start playing the game. Now go hit publish.